Alrighty, folks, it is time for Curators Cube Round 2 of July 2025. We're up against SilverParabellum on a Sultai Reanimator deck that looks pretty sweet and pretty scary, but thankfully we have Truth Cleaver in the main to pressure their graveyard a little bit. And more relevantly in the sideboard, we also have Succumb to History as exile removal. But relevantly in the sideboard, we've got two pieces of Graveyard Hate, which will be very important in this matchup. So let's hop on in. Lost the die roll, unfortunately, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. The opponent's deck is kind of slow. Actually, them getting another turn of mana development is pretty good. God, what a awkward hand. I would love like a mountain draw or a red source tapped on turn 1, so we can go Vanguard Assault into Silverarm Spellblade. That's just so much momentum if we can find the third land. So opponents got... I remembered to import my opponent's deck this time. Opponents not got a lot of early plays. They do have a couple pieces of removal. But they are kind of tuned into accelerating their package put together. I think I got to keep 7 and just hope the mana base treats me well and I start finding lands. Because if I can find some red sources, this is going to get to do some work. Forest Pass is not surprising from them. All that remains is a little awkward. Like, is there a world where I just discard all that remains to hand size? Yes, but I don't think that's a world where I win. We just play Swamp and pass. Swamp is played not only because it can cast an all that remains if we get hit by random errant hand attack. It's very relevant on the basis of our untapped lands. They're going to go Primal Genesis. That is A-okay by me. Token is attached. They gain 2, make a 2/2. From the graveyard, this is 6 mana for Genesis Totem, which is a 4/4 that recasts the gain 2, make a 2/2 on attack. Very good, very effective if they can get that online. Hoping for a red source. Succumb to History. Awkward. We play Island and pass. We may just hold this Succumb for now. I think if we end up with All That Remains, I'm going to be doing All That Remains pitch Strongarm Gambler from the graveyard. I don't like that that's where we're kind of looking at already, though. I should have considered mulliganing. I'm fine taking 2 here. I'm not going to Succumb to History this out of panic. We have time. Our opponent's going to be killing us in big swings, not small swings. So they pass from that. We are just going to hold the Succumb. Cash Thrasher. Guess who's discarding the hand size? Is going to be pitching the All That Remains. Just a little bit of banter back and forth between me and my opponent. Oh, they put back a 5-lander. Yeah, that's fair. I was blinded by greed. Silverarm Spellblade plus Vanguard Assault. I was just like, well, how could I ever say no? Oh, Jack Monster Mentor. My goodness. That's just going to edict Silverarm Spellblade. I should have responded. All right, they're going to let me rewind and do this in response. cast, pitching, strong arm gambler. View top 3. Tactical skis, Titanic fossil, both awkward to lose here, but we need that mountain. So these go to our graveyard. That goes to exile. Do we have any 4-drops we could potentially discard to a Speaker of Ash here? I'm just going to pull up my deck list real quick and see what 4-drops I have to discard. No creatures that I can tell. I have Gleaming Laser. Gleaming Laser and Keening Bell Tower. Not cards I want to discard, but cards I might have to. They milled Chronicle of Extinction, Gift of Deadwoods. Alrighty. We will draw an eye, of course. There's no world where we, like, pitch the islands to Speaker of Ash, kill the Ox, right? After missing a land drop? Also, all basics, all the time. See, if we do that with Speaker of Ash, we accept that we are losing... we're losing 1 life because we're getting hit by Jack for that. Did opponent gain 1? Oh, they should be at 23. I think I'd play Speaker and I just don't. Because they can... -3. Oh, if they -3, like, that doesn't get them a ton of value. Maybe I just play Cash Thrasher. We can play Thrasher, we could play Spellblade, we could play Speaker. Those are the obvious choices. It might just be the Thrasher. And we just accept that whatever it hits, we might just not get, unless they remove Thrasher immediately. Play top card face down, make a memory token, attach, peek a card face. It's an enigmatic Fen. We may pay 2 life, or we may pay 2 mana to play that next turn. So they can cash in Jack here to just clear the Cash Thrasher, but they lose their Ox if they do so. Okay, they're just going to uptick and mill. That's reasonable. They mill Tyrant of Tributes and Ghost Warden's Claim. We take 1. Oh, they have Coke Soul. Yeah, that's just GG's. We missed a land drop. They got the turn 5 Coke Soul for Tyrant of Tributes. I'm not gonna... I'm gonna let them mill. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste more time. Tyrant of Tributes for the uninitiated. 6/6 flyer for 8. When it enters, target opponent sacrifices X permanents, where X is half the number of permanents they control rounded up. You gain X life. So we go from a memory token, a 2/2 and 3 lands to 2 lands. We die instantly. And with great prejudice. Yeah, so I love Hoarding Collaborator, but it needs to come out. Much like with round 1, I just do not think we're going to get time. Wildkin Imposter is really good, because we can imposter whatever they put into play. Grasp at Frail Dreams, Ignite, not so much. Negate is really important to stop their reanimation spells, because no amount of graveyard hate. You know, Mystery Stones, Soul Guide Lantern are really good, but you know what these don't stop? Coax Soul, because it mills the cards. Oh, it's a trigger. Sorry. Yeah, Coax Soul is a trigger, so we could let them mill the 5 cards, delayed trigger, Soul Guide Lantern their graveyard afterwards. Okay. So Coax Soul not as good as it used to be, but Coax Soul is still crazy strong because it is just blind reanimation. You do not need to have a thing in your graveyard to play it. You can just take the gamble. And in a smaller format like this, where our decks are 40 cards, there's a high likelihood that if you play Coax Soul, you're going to hit something important. Especially with the threats that they have available to them. Agent of Deception is not going to be important. Cultivator is not going to be important. Caldera is not going to be important. Yeah, I think we're going to go up the Negate, up the Graveyard Hate, up the Wildkin Imposter, maybe down the Ella? Actually, Succumb to History, Gleaming Laser, Crucify. Let's evaluate what these actually meaningfully deal with. So Crucify deals with 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5, so we'll say 4.5. Deals with 4.5 things. Succumb deals with 1, 2, 3, 4. Deals with 4 things, but occasionally it deals with. Sorry, they also Crucify also deals with Gift of Deadwoods, animating a creature. Also deals with like one of the Vasilisa things. Nope. Crucify does not deal with any modes of Vasilisa. Can deal with totems from Auroric Span and Primal Genesis, I guess. So Crucify seems really bad here. We also have the option of Succumb to History, but that has the fail case of exiling anything if we have enough lands in our play and in graveyard. So we're going to keep the Succumb to History. We're going to keep Gleaming Laser because that can kill Planeswalkers. It can exile what it kills. It can just go to the Dome. But Crucify is going to come out. Vanguard Assault and Research Grant both seem really important. Do we have time for Keening Bell Tower? Do we have time for, like, Cash Thrasher? I think what we don't have time for is How-Based Familiar. We don't have time for How-Based Familiar. That's just going to be a little too slow to get started. We might have to take the Strong Arm Gambler out just for ease of casting things. Yeah, let's take the Gambler out. Okay. So we got to navigate 2 games of this in order to take the crown here. 1 lander with 2 pieces of graveyard hate we cannot keep. 2 lander with only 1 color. Goodness gracious. I mean, we can cast Soul Guide Lantern into Research Grant. Grant can potentially find us castable spells from then on. We put back Tactical Skis or Alder Peak Terror. I think we cannot mulligan to 5 here. We gotta keep this and just put back the Terror. Main 1. We got the thing. We find Vanguard Assault, but no way of casting it, and honestly no reason to cast it here. So we're going to play Island, Research Grant, view top 3. Huh. Well, this is awkward. Let's take Silverarm Spellblade. I maybe should have gone to 5. They have Evelyn Snakewood, Dark Druid. Very good card here. It's going to be Mana Dork just to kind of accelerate them to their plan, and then also can be a reanimation spell if they hit their end game. We find a Swamp. We can get onto the board. Question is, do we play Silverarm Spellblade here, or do we play Tactical Skis Hold Up All That Remains? Actually, do we play Tactical Skis All That Remains, check off 2 spells on Research Grant? If so, I think we do All That Remains first. Pitching... I hate to pitch Vanguard Assault here, but I think I need to hold on to Truth Cleaver, right? I think we got to pitch Truth Cleaver. Assault is how we blitz them down really fast. So view top 3. 3 more non-lands! And now we have to think about if we want to hold up Negate. Cool. So we're definitely not keeping this. Definitely not keeping this. We're definitely taking this. Oh my god. Let's just play the skis. 2 spells. Pass. I think a Planeswalker here I'm not too concerned about because I can just Spellblade skis up and hit the Planeswalker. Mercult is a different problem, but at least we didn't hold up Negate for that. We untap and draw Kythar the Frozen Peak. Is it bad that I think I might just have to discard Negate? Probably, but that's where we are. Kythar tapped. Cast Spellblade. Attach to Spellblade. Activate pitching Negate. Go to combat. Swing. We draw. Main 2. Flip over. And I'm just going to... Where is set annotation? There we are. And we pass. Mercult is very good. Especially with Gleaming Laser and our way of flashing back Gleaming Laser being in the graveyard. Coke Soul? Vasilisa. Oh god. Yeah. Make Mercult a 6/6. Yeah, this could be a fast set of games. Our graveyard hate just does not matter. We take 6. They gain 6. So I think from my understanding, I may untap. I can do multiple Vanguard Assaults, so I could pay the 2 to copy Silverarm Spellblade here. Or sorry, to attack 3 times with Silverarm Spellblade, but I'm not sure. That's great for us. We will draw another land. Now we're getting the land drops when we don't really need them. So this can be a 7/7. 7. We're dead on board. Our only way of surviving is for me to Vanguard Assault, hit Vasilisa 3 times. Concentrated punishment. Alternatively, we return Titanic Fossil into our Risen Tyrant. But that's a 5/5 that has an attack trigger, and we cannot attack with it right away. So yeah, I think we're Vanguard assaulting. All right, so clone. Plus this one. Go to combat. Oh, I guess we could have tactical skis the Titanic fossil as well. Oh, wow. And we could have Titanic skis the Titanic fossil. Or sorry, the skis the fossil. Oh, I tunnel visioned. The skis. Oh well. So we do this. Nine damage to Basilica. That's Planeswalker removal right there. Good lord. The bright side here is if they swing, we get 3 Arisen Tyrant triggers next turn. Okay, they're taking 1. Oh no, they're using both dormant lands for that. So Gift of Deadwoods. They mill Ruiner's hijacking Crucify Forest. Awkward for them to lose a land there. Or sorry, for them to lose a removal spell and a reanimation spell, but they can rebuy a creature or land card milled this way. So they get the forest, they get the land drop. Whew. And they're going to play a different land, Waking Bog, instead, which is also pretty good. They're just going to swing Mercult. We take 6. Cast a copy if it's exile card from my graveyard. So we can't cast a Gleaming Laser, but we can cast Elemental of Surprise and then hit for 5+6/6. Okay. Wow, Arisen Tyrant is going to be so good here. We untap. We draw. Cash Thrasher. If they have removal for the Arisen Tyrant, this is really profoundly bad. Because we're just dead. Okay. Arisen Tyrant now has Haste and Ward 2. All right. Pop out our graveyard here. It is not among the milled cards, it's just a card in our graveyard. And it's cast, so lands are going to be pure whiffs. We go to combat. We swing, trigger, Mill Tireless Aspirants, Mountain, Mountain. I'll cast Elemental of Surprise. Because it is a creature that entered this turn. Oh, and I will have also done this. So damage, I hit them for 6. End combat. Start a combat. Swing again. Mill. Liliana's Goon, Succumb to History, Mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, they've got 3 lands in their hand. Holy cow. My goodness. We scammed them. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Silver. If you are watching this, I'm so sorry for the complete theft of that game, but I have to admit that felt very satisfying. Man, Titanic Fossil plus Vanguard Assault's brutal. Love to see it. Hate to see it for the opponent, but love to see it for me. And that's the whole point of the deck, is that we just got all of these cool little synergies going on. And maybe we can not have mana issues for once. Opponent's going to be on the play here. I mean, there's not much in the way of action, but we are on the draw. We do have Soul Guide Lantern into Titanic Fossil. We can, on a 3rd land drop, crack Titanic Fossil. So we will keep 7. I keep keeping low land hands on very awkward configurations of lands, but we're a 3-color deck. It's just kind of the nature of the game. We draw a 3rd mountain. Yup. At least our sideboard cards are glued to us. Huh. Explore is really good for them. So they hit their 3rd land drop on turn 2 instead of 3. We untap for Tactical Skis. I think that's going to be the play over Titanic Fossil. Nah, I think it's going to be Titanic Fossil, because we probably just crack the Fossil next turn. Mercult would be really bad here, but that's not a 2nd swamp. Alrontan Visionary. Dormant Copes. They bin 3 lands. Well, this lets them get back a land, so they can get Shifting Layer or they can get Luxurious Estate, depending. I don't imagine you get Dormant Copes, though. Scary thing as well is this puts them to 7 lands out of 8 for Ancient next turn, which means Gift of Deadwoods is almost guaranteed to be active. You'll untap, draw another mountain. That sounds about right. So we sacrifice mill 3. Worst case scenario, we could cast a copy of Titanic Fossil. We will mill Keening Bell Tower, Speaker of Ash, Swamp. So this is going to go graveyard. This is going to go to graveyard. I think we're going to get the Speaker of Ash, set annotation to token, and we will discard Cartel Muscle to kill the Alrontan Visionary. Pop out the graveyard here. So we're not quite at Gleaming Laser territory. We kind of really desperately need the islands to make that happen. That's Vasilisa. flipping them immediately. 7/7 trample, 6/5 hexproof, or 5/6 with vigilance, reach, and death touch. Hexproof Kraken. All right. We'll untap and draw. That's the island. We'll play island. This has menace, so we can just get in. Then we pass. Hold up Gleaming Laser. And then we can go Alder Peak Terror or Titanic Fossil next turn. Gift of Deadwoods. Milling Chronicled Extinction, Crucify, Waking Bog. That's a pretty good hit for us. So they have to get the Bog here. I think I let them animate the Gift of Deadwoods, and I just Gleaming Laser the land. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're ancient. I'd like to attempt to Gleaming Laser your land. So exile it. I take 6, gain 4, go to 18. We'll untap, we will draw Succumb to History. Our own ancient card, not quite there yet. They're now off ancient, notably. Because that puts them back to 5 lands in play, 2 in graveyard. And we have a Soul Guide Lantern to take them off of ancient in a pinch if they cast a Succumb to History and we don't want to let it resolve. So let's play our Mountain. I think we're going to hold on to the Alder Peak Terror as the hasty threat and just use the face-up threat. So 5/5. Not toggle normal untapping. It is turn over. There we go. And we will ship in for 4. So we've got 3 turns on them versus them having 3 turns on us, but we do also have the Arisen Tyrant to kind of cause problems with Vasilisa, and they do not know that we have Alder Peak Terror as additional means of causing them trouble. I do think if my opponent were to fire off a Succumb to History, I will Soul Guide Lantern to shut it off. Even if that opens up their reanimation spells. Their reanimation spells are 5 mana, and they only have 5 mana right now. Cycling. Asking who is milling. They're going to mill themselves. So interesting. They boarded in Hugo. So they mill Primal Genesis, Hugo Darkhand, and Afterlife Augur. They're going to Ghost Warden's Claim, exiling Arisen Tyrant. All right. Then they surveil 1. Keeping on top. They are thinking about keeping on top. Okay, they are going to keep. They're going to take us to 12. We untap, draw Enigmatic Fen. We will play this tapped. Puts us to 7 out of 8 for Succumb to History. But this is hexproof anyways. And I'm glad I made the play that I did, because now we Alter Peak Terror. Take them to 3. And ship on back. Tactical Skis plus Succumb to History is going to make a lot of things able to slip through. So they've got to gamble. Oh, no. They didn't have the realization I did. Oh, they're just going to do it anyways. All right. Yeah. I'll exile all that. Oh, all the reanimation targets in their hand. Oh, I'm so sorry, Silver. That is the pain of Reanimator sometimes. It's why when I will say, my third deck I drafted before this one was a Grixis Reanimator deck on the Liliana's Goon Silverarm Spellblade plan. And one of the things that was on my mind was I wanted to search for discard outlets because reanimation targets stuck in hand are one of the worst case scenarios for reanimator decks. And so Silverarm Spellblade's a really good, nice mid-rangey card that makes all of that happen. That was crazy. That was a crazy series. I did not think game 2 was going to go my way. And then Vanguard Assault did Vanguard Assault things. And then, yeah. Even with the tunnel vision on game 2. Whew. All right, 2-1. We are 2-0 going into third round. This deck has proven to be pretty resilient. Wildkin Imposter showing up 0 times in sideboard games, but Soul Guide Lantern getting to do its job against the Reanimator decks. And it being Lantern and not Mystery Stones was really relevant there because Stones would have just rotted in our hand. We would have had to hustle to get Stones into our graveyard in time and hold up mana for Stones. So Lantern's still undefeated in that regard. And yeah. So that is round 2 done and dusted. We will see how round 3 fares. And in the meantime, as always, I hope you all take care, and I hope I see you all in the Revolution chat. Bye-bye.